If you want to become a notary public in the US, you need to get commissioned by your state. And so the following is a course by Pro Notary Academy on how to get commissioned. First, we're going to talk about state requirements. The first step is to understand your state's requirements for getting commissioned. Every state is different. The best thing to do is to search on Google or some other search engine how to become a notary, and then replace that next part with your state. So if you're in Michigan, you would say how to become a notary in Michigan, or become a notary public in Florida, or become a notary public in Arizona. You want to research the specific eligibility requirements because they may be different from state to state. Some states require education and some states don't, meaning that some states will require you to attend a training course to become a notary public, while other states will simply have an application process. You want to get your information directly from the state government, though, and not a third-party site. And the reason for that is because state governments have the most up-to-date requirements, whereas a third-party system, even if we did it at Pro Notary, we could be behind the eight ball. We could miss an update that's specific to a certain state. And so you definitely want to get your requirements directly from the state. The second thing is remember the purpose. Why are we doing this? And I love this quote from Oprah Winfrey. It says, real integrity is doing the right thing, knowing that nobody's going to know whether you did it or not. And that is very, very true of the notary public business, especially of the mobile notary business, which is probably why you, if you're watching this, are watching this. Everything you do relies on the honor system and integrity. And it's only after a mistake is made or if fraud occurs that you see the impact of it. But everything that we do should be with integrity. Notaries are public servants. At the end of the day, this is state work, and there are rules and guidelines that we have to follow. And so when we are out there and we are notarizing documentation for people, we're doing a public service that's combating fraud, and that is also maintaining integrity. So we have to have that. We have to set that standard for maintaining integrity. The third is to get to know your Secretary of State Department. So in most states, the commissions of notary publics are done through the Secretary of State Department. So you need to follow their instructions, not others that you find online. The other thing about it is that you can call and ask the Secretary of State Department questions. So even though there are bodies out there like the National Notary Association, which I absolutely suggest getting involved with once you get commissioned, you can also call your state. And that may be the most efficient way to get information that's specific to your state, because it is possible that some requirements for, that certain bodies, governing bodies will tell you to do, may be actually more stringent than your own state. And so just go by your state. The fourth is, and this is the final, that there are online and offline commission processes. And so we're going to talk about the differences. Some states and many third parties allow you to complete an online commission process, start to finish. That's through application, through signature, everything being online. Usually the exception is the notary bond, which generally has to go through a bond company, and then they will send you something that has to be notarized and sent to the state. But there's the online process. Usually those cost a fee. The states will usually cost a fee as well, or charge a fee. Offline process is still common in many, many states. The entire process is offline, and that's where they have an application. You print it out, you fill it, you fill it all the way out. You put all of the requirements that you need together with the application, and then you send it in the mail. There may be multiple steps to this process. I can tell you that in Arizona, it's a multi-step process because first you do the application online and then you print it out. It's interesting. You complete it online, but then you print it out. They give you a unique application number. And then you need a notary bond. And so you have to do that yourself and get a notary bond and get that issued. And then you have to take that bond and get that notarized. So that's the third step. And then you put all those things together with a check and mail it to the state. That's the fourth step. And so That's really common. That's the Arizona process. Every state is different though. And that's why I just emphasize you have to go through your state. I would not trust a third party, system out there. Just go to your state. It's probably cheaper, and it's going to be more correct. So the typical commission process is apply online, send in the documents, and obtain a bond. Some states don't require the bond, but many states do. Stamps and supplies require a commission. So a stamp especially, I won't say all supplies. You can buy a notary journal without being a notary, but you cannot buy a notary stamp without being a notary. And there are obvious legal reasons for that. However, you may come across like a non-reputable manufacturer that will sell one to you, but that's fraud. You cannot legally obtain a stamp without being a notary. And so if you do come across a company like that, do not go with them. Instead, the process works like this. You don't get a stamp until you already have a commission certificate. So go through all the processes that we just talked about. Once you have a commission, then you can get a stamp, but only then. And that's it. And so once you've gotten your state's notary public commission, you can do anything with it, really. You can and you should take courses to build your mobile notary business the right way. That's why I created the Pro Notary Academy, so that people can build a notary business that is profitable and that helps them make money. Whether it's just on the weekends or in the evenings, or if it's your full-time thing, you can absolutely do it. And so this is a course that's brought to you by pronotaryacademy.org. Just visit us online at pronotaryacademy.org. I will be putting up tons more free courses. This was just an intro. But the entire course system will be free. That's a change I recently made, where you can go online and you're going to learn how to build a mobile notary business from scratch. Everything from taking payments to what you should bring and what you should wear, the questions you should ask, and how you should run your business and a notary appointment. I look forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. Thank you.